Consider that there's a remedy that we could be taking advantage of to help keep our hearts strong, slow age-related decline, and support our long-term quality of life. Hello, and welcome to Get Active. We're excited you've joined us today and taken the initiative to learn about the powerful effect movement has on our health and longevity. I'm Valeria Cohen, an alumni of the American Heart Association's Scholar Program, and I will be guiding you through this health lesson. Today, we will talk about what is Empowered to Serve, explore why exercise is so important for our health, review the physical activity guidelines to understand how much we should be moving. We'll also identify barriers to exercise and give you tips on how to overcome them so you can start moving more today. And finally, we'll provide you with resources to help motivate you on your lifelong health journey and ways for you to get involved in your community. Empowered to Serve is an American Heart Association initiative that supports individuals, social entrepreneurs, and organizations that bring positive change and improve health in their communities. Empowered to Serve provides business grants, internships, and educational resources like this health lesson today. It reflects the American Heart Association's dedication to its mission to be a relentless force for a world of longer, healthier lives. Let's talk about why physical activity matters. Cardiovascular disease is the leading cause of death worldwide. Stroke ranks second as a killer globally. Even when these conditions don't result in death, they can cause disability and diminish a person's quality of life. Therefore, optimizing your health for your age and stage gives you the best chance to reduce your risk of cardiovascular disease and stroke. We want to see a world free of cardiovascular diseases and stroke. Sounds like a bold statement, but the fact is, heart disease and stroke can be prevented the majority of the time. Staying physically active, or if you don't exercise, starting, is one of the most important things you can do to prevent heart disease and stroke, while also supporting your physical and mental well-being. There is no substitute for exercise when it comes to improving your cardiovascular fitness. If you don't exercise, you're not alone. Only about 1 in 4 adults gets the recommended amount of physical activity. Science has linked being inactive and sitting too much with a higher risk of suffering serious health conditions, including heart disease, stroke, type 2 diabetes, and several types of cancer like colon, endometrial, and lung cancer. Staying active is one of the most powerful ways to protect our health. Regular exercise enhances balance, strength, and cardiovascular fitness, lowering your risk of debilitating chronic diseases and early death. The 75% of US adults who perform little to no moderate to vigorous physical activity can realize valuable benefits by replacing sitting time with light activity. In fact, if you currently don't get any physical exercise, a relatively small change like replacing sitting time with light activity can produce noticeable benefits in your energy, mood, and drastically decrease your risk of all-cause mortality. Let's explore the science-based physical activity recommendations. Physical activity is anything that gets your body moving and burns calories. The physical activity recommendations for adults are 150 minutes of moderate intensity aerobic activity, or 75 minutes a week of vigorous aerobic activity, or a combination of both. Importantly, strength training activities should be incorporated at least 2 days a week. For example, using weights or doing push-ups or squats to build and strengthen muscle. Let's explore examples of what would be considered moderate and vigorous intensity workouts. Moderate intensity physical activity gets your heart rate up. You'll breathe harder, but you'll still be able to talk. Examples would be walking briskly, taking a bicycle ride, doing water aerobics, playing doubles tennis, participating in a ballroom dance class, taking a gentle yoga class, or doing some gardening. Vigorous intensity physical activities require you to push yourself a little further. Your heart rate will increase, you'll sweat, and you won't be able to talk much without getting out of breath. Examples are race walking, jogging or running, swimming laps, cycling, playing singles tennis, high intensity workout classes and aerobic dance, jump rope, heavy gardening, and the last example on our list, walking or hiking with a weighted backpack, also known as rucking, is a great example of an activity that can combine all three physical activity recommendations in one low impact exercise. Moderate and vigorous intensity aerobic activity by alternating flat and inclined routes as you walk, and strength training by carrying the extra weight while negotiating the terrain. Childhood and adolescence are critical times for developing movement skills, learning healthy habits, and establishing a good foundation for a life of health and well-being. Children ages 3 to 5 should be physically active and have plenty of opportunities to move throughout the day. Children ages 6 to 17 should get at least 60 minutes of moderate to vigorous physical activity a day.
Swapping 30 minutes of sitting with walking could reduce your stress and maybe even save your life. The American Heart Association wants to remind people to start moving. It could be as simple as choosing to take the stairs instead of the elevator, or parking further away. It's never too late to start thinking healthier and how important staying active is for both your mental health and physical health. Walking helps to reduce stress. It keeps your heart healthy, lowers your risk of type 2 diabetes, and helps keep your weight under control. So let's get out there and move more to reduce stress every day.
Any increase in your physical activity will have benefits for your health. The cardiovascular system's role is to supply the body, including some of the most important organs like the heart and the brain, with the oxygen and nutrients they need. One of the cardiovascular system's main characteristics is that it's adaptive. So don't be deterred if you feel deconditioned or have never really exercised. With regular physical activity, your body starts to adapt, boosting your cardiorespiratory fitness, strengthening your heart, while also gaining benefits in cognitive function and emotional well-being. If you're currently not getting any physical activity, you have the most to gain. By incorporating light activity in your day, you can tap into substantial health improvements, including improved circulation, improvement in blood sugar control, and decrease in all-cause mortality. Reducing sedentary time lowers your risk for chronic diseases. If you're not getting any activity, start with light activities such as walking. For example, taking a walk after meals is beneficial and helps your body regulate blood sugar levels. Physical activity provides children with physical, psychological, and social benefits. Children should be able to engage in a variety of physical activities and get exercise daily, like playing outdoors at the park, the playground, climbing, jumping rope, riding bikes, or taking part in sports. Promoting these activities early helps children build habits that support their lifelong physical fitness, making them more active adults. The power of physical activity is in lowering your risk across the board for chronic illnesses and has benefits for your metabolic health while also improving your cardiorespiratory fitness and making your heart stronger. Listed on the slide, we see more benefits, including helping control weight and hypertension, raise your HDL good cholesterol, reduce the risk of diabetes and some types of cancer, improving psychological well-being, including building more self-confidence and higher self-esteem, strengthening the immune system, improving your ability to recover faster from illness, prolonging good health, and boosting your longevity. Exercising can be challenging for many of us, and real obstacles often keep us from getting more active. Let's unpack these common barriers and explore practical ways to overcome them. Not having enough time is a common challenge. A solution could be to select activities that already fit into your routine, such as walking in your neighborhood or close by your job, climbing stairs when you get the chance, parking farther away from your destination, or exercising while you watch TV. How about if you don't have anybody to exercise with and that's deterring you? You can try joining a gym or joining a walking club or running group for social support. Also, check out your local community center to see if they have classes you want to join. What about if you just don't have enough energy? Try planning ahead and determining what time of the day you're most energetic and schedule an activity at that time. You don't have any exercise equipment. Select activities that don't require gym equipment, such as walking, jogging, jumping rope, or calisthenics. I have to take care of my family and don't have time. Spend that time together while exercising. Play tag, go for a walk on the beach, or visit a park and walk the walking trails. Let's create our physical activity plan. These are some helpful tips that can transform your motivation into a positive habit. 1. Get a baseline health screening if you're concerned about your heart health, have a chronic condition, or have medical questions. 2. Identify and address your obstacles. 3. Assess yourself. 4. Set some goals. 5. Consider keeping an activity log. Take, for instance, that joint problems are hindering your ability to move more. You might consider low impact exercises such as swimming or riding bike a good starting point. You also want to pick activities that interest you. Track your sessions in a calendar or log to see your gains, but also importantly to reassess if you drop off in progress. Some people are afraid to exercise after a heart attack. American Heart Association's evidence-based recommendations support regular activity to lower the risk of another event and help prevent stroke. If you've had a heart attack or stroke, talk with your healthcare professional before starting any exercise to make sure you're following a safe, effective physical activity program. Here are some fun comparisons to help you visualize how your physical activity minutes add up. 10 minutes of stretching is like walking the length of a football field. 20 minutes of vacuuming is like walking 1 mile. 2.5 hours of walking every week for a year is like walking across the state of Wyoming. 1 hour of dancing every week for a year is like walking from Chicago to Indianapolis. 30 minutes of singles tennis is like walking a 5K. And 30 minutes of grocery shopping every other week for a year is like walking a marathon. Even short bursts of movement during the day count and add up. So try fitting a brisk walk during your lunch break, taking the stairs instead of the elevator. Use the treadmill for quick hill intervals. You get the same benefit if you divide your workouts into 2 or 3 10 to 15-minute segments a day. When you break it down, staying active can seem more manageable. The recommended 150 minutes of moderate physical activity per week works out to just over 20 minutes a day. That's an achievable goal. At work, fit in movement breaks throughout the day. They can help clear your mind, boost energy, and reduce stress. Schedule time for physical activity and treat it as any other important appointment. Block 5 to 10-minute movement breaks on your calendar just as you would a meeting. Get motivated and start a walking club at work. It could help build a culture of wellness. At home, you can find ways to make your movement count. Everyday tasks count. Cleaning the house or raking leaves can raise your heart rate and contribute to your movement goals. Look for ways to challenge yourself, like walking or biking to the store when you have a light shopping list. Stack habits, like when you watch TV, do activities like stretching or light weights. Weight training is especially beneficial for muscle strength and skeletal health, and older adults can experience significant improvements in strength and balance, minimizing the risk of falls. As we age, we lose muscle mass and bone mineral density. Women in particular experience a decline in bone health after menopause. By moving your body, you apply mechanical stress to muscles and bones, prompting them to strengthen and maintain muscle mass and bone mineral density. The big picture is we'd like to spend more time with the people we love and be able to do the things that matter to us longer. It can feel frustrating to start working out after a long period of inactivity. You might be physically deconditioned, coming back from an injury, or recently had surgery. You don't have to expect too much of yourself, but start with a simple routine and make consistency your priority. Once you gain confidence, progress from there and increase duration or intensity. Set clear goals to motivate yourself. Goals can help when you're not in the mood to get moving. Now is a great time to start from where you are. Join the Healthy for Good movement and get science-based information for you-based motivation on heart.org/healthyforgood. You'll find resources aimed at supporting your overall well-being, physical and mental. Under the fitness section, you'll find valuable information and tools such as a 10-minute home workout routine, injury prevention tips, and a habit coach video series, along with plenty of ideas for incorporating movement into your life. Healthy for Good can help inspire you to adopt healthy habits one step at a time. We all have the power to make a difference by speaking out for policies that help build healthier communities and healthier lives. Join Heart Powered today and be among the first to know when major policy initiatives pass or when your help is needed to advocate for a healthy future. You can sign up on heartpowered.org or text EMPOWER to 46839. Join Empowered to Serve movement and use your voice to build a culture of health for all in your community. Sign up to become an ambassador and to learn more. Go to empoweredtoserve.org. We appreciate what you think. Email us at empoweredtoserve@heart.org. We hope you're feeling empowered to take charge of your health, reduce your risk of cardiovascular disease and stroke, and experience the benefits of getting active so you can do more of what you enjoy feeling better. Thank you so much for joining us.